Today, we're gonna talk about what's in my camera bags for 2023. It's not wide. Okay, we're gonna talk about what do I have in my camera bags. And I'm doing camera bags because for me, it's essential that I have these two bags with me. It has all the supplies that I need for any kind of stylish shoot. There's not any lighting in this. That's the only thing that is not here. The bag I have that's my main bag is the little Peter McKinnon Nomadic bag. A lot of people have this bag, it's fantastic. And then I just have a basic Pelican 510 case right here. So let's open these guys up. You know, the first thing that's super essential to me, and I'm missing right now my FX3 because it's right here. But let's talk about the essentials, or like what are the main things that I have that I need for almost everything, and that's usually my cameras. So my main camera for most of my shoots is the Sony FX6, and this camera bag is so perfect for the Sony FX6. I can like just store it right up here and it's nice and pretty, and then I put all my other accessories. But the Sony FX6 is my main camera, and then usually I have the Sony FX3 for like a good gimbal camera. Now, the main lenses that I use, I have a 35mm, it's the Sony f1.8. I have a Sony, oh I'm missing the cap here. I have a Sony 50mm, it's the f1.8. This is like a really cheap lens that everyone should have, in my opinion, instead of buying the $2,000 version of this lens. And then on this other case over here, I have the Sony 85mm f1.8. So I don't have any of the G Master lenses, and I know those lenses are super nice, but like it's not necessary to have those lenses. But another lens that I have that is super important to me is the lens that's on camera, or on Christian's camera right here. It's the Sony 16-35 f2.8. That's probably the most expensive lens that I have. And the reason why I spent the money on that lens is because it's so versatile. You can use it for so many things, and I use it primarily as like a gimbal camera. It's also a really good camera for like YouTube setups like we're doing right here, because you get nice and wide. But that is like my main setup. Those are the main things that I need, I feel like, to be like, to get the job done. On this side over here, I have my Pelican case. Now, some of the things in this Pelican case, it's not really necessary for me to have this for every shoot. Many times I could just have my backpack and I'm good to go. Why I have it is because it carries a lot of essential things that really, if you're in a pinch or something goes wrong, I have it in this bag and I don't have to worry about not having something that's important. So if I'm going to the airport, I have all my Sony batteries. Hey look, this one's empty. Come on, need to be set up. I have a drone. This drone, I have the DJI Air 2S. This guy's awesome. It's so small. It shoots 10-bit. It's a great sensor, and it fits in here perfectly. And I have the remote right here. Another thing that's super important to me is my monitor. I have the Atomos Ninja V that I usually always have either on the FX3 or the FX6. And then for audio, so if I'm like labbing someone up and I'm putting a mic on them, what I use, and this is something that people probably don't use much, but I think they're fantastic. They're the Tentacle Sync track keys. I have two of these. They record in 32-bit float, which means that it's like raw audio. So if it peaks or someone screams, I don't have any issues or problems. And that's super nice. You just put it on the person. You don't have to worry about any interference with Wi-Fi or you know, whatever the radio frequencies that people complain about nowadays. This guy always goes with me. I don't want to get like too super technical and nitty gritty with all the different things that I have in here, because I think that it's just going to take too long. But there are a couple of things that like are super important to me that I have with me at all times. One of these things that's super essential that I have are these these Rycote little stickies. And what I use these for are for laving someone up with audio. So what I do is I take the little sticker off here and I stick it to their skin, to their clothes, and then I sandwich in between that the lavalier microphone cable. And that, like, man, people love this thing. And it usually when people see these, they go and buy them right when they get home because they're like, man, that's actually really helpful. Better than putting like a little clip and it just kind of looks unprofessional sometimes. Another thing that's super essential is having these, an ND filter, of course. I have the Peter McKinnon variable ND filter that I use for the Sony FX3, which is super nice. I have this beautiful, nice outlay little Pelican case that I have all my SSD cards, multiple batteries that I keep in here. So I always bring my Leica M6 with me. I think that's just fun to have on set, but also I usually bring this around with me in any situation just to take behind the scenes photos or just take photos of me walking to the coffee shop before I'm on my shoot and I want to take a cool photo. I bring this guy with me everywhere. Microphones that I use for, I feel like I'm doing this out of order now, but it's a Sennheiser MKE 400, and this is a good shotgun microphone that I use for the FX3. And one thing that's actually missing out of my camera bag is a boom microphone, the Schoeps 5U. I know it's an expensive microphone, but it's one thing that's super important to me is audio quality, and that microphone has been so awesome for interviews, and it's something that I love. So the Schoeps microphone is what I'm using for this guy. This is super important that I always keep in the side pocket or with me. It's just a tripod. It's really small and it's easy to travel with, but it's so important to have a tripod. You never know when you need it. Oftentimes you go to a shoot and you don't actually think you're gonna need a tripod, but then the client's like, hey, can we film this interview? Boom, you got your tripod and then you're set and you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so if there are 5 essential things that I can only take out of these 2 camera bags, this is what that would be. Sony FX6, I have my Atomos Ninja V, the lens it's on, Christian's camera, it's the Sony 16 to 35 millimeter lens. So that's 3 things. I would bring a microphone. So the microphone is not, I don't have it actually with me right now, but I would bring my Schoeps 5U with me. So that's 4 things. And I have one last thing that I would bring. What would it be? Well, that kind of depends on what the shoot is about. We'll do this. The last thing that I would bring, and you can mix and match this. Maybe I don't use it for this shoot, maybe I need it. I'll bring my drone. So I would bring my DJI Air 2S. I feel like with these 5 things, I could probably make some pretty sick videos, and that's all I would need. Man, there's so many things that I didn't talk about because I have so many things that are very particular. Okay, so we've talked about everything that I have in my camera bag, but not everything. There are a couple of little small things that I didn't talk about. You know, some of that is smaller, different kinds of batteries, different kinds of cables, Allen wrenches. There's so many different things that I bring with me that are extras, because I find that one of the most important things that people don't bring that I feel like that you should probably bring too is backups, extras. Extra HDMI cables, extra chargers, extra, things like that. You never know when something's going to break on set, and then if you don't have a backup, well, then you can't do your job. So that's super important that I didn't talk much about. Maybe we can talk about in a different video. But for now, that's what's in my camera bag for 2023. But we're missing one of the most important things in this whole entire video. That, this is important. You gotta bring your wipes. The wipes are important. Emery will love that. But thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. It means a lot that you actually cared to press the play button and to watch. And these have just been a lot of fun to make, but subscribe, that'd be cool, and peace out.